Hello, I'm Duncan Greenwood, and today I'd like to show you guys a tutorial on fishtails. Fishtails with flower sticks and devil sticks. Essentially what a fishtail is it's a one beat weave technique. The reason why I say it's one beat is because it does one beat on each side as you're spinning it around. So if I show you here, it does, the orange tassels do one beat on that side, blue tassels do one beat on that side, orange tassels one beat on that side, do that side, one, 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 one. They do not cross each other. So they don't swap over to the other side. The orange one is always on my right, in this case at least, and the blue tassel is always on my left. As opposed to a two-beat weave technique where they cross each other and you get orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue. That's a whole nother story. In fact, doing that with sticks is probably quite hard. So, yeah, and in my opinion at least, the reason why they call a fishtail is because of the way it looks when you're doing it. The pattern that your hand makes. It goes left to right in a swinging pattern, kind of like the way a fish swims through water. Let's try that from this side. Goes right, left, right, right. You see that going on? The stick in your hand, the hand stick and your hand as it's going along, looks kind of like a fishtail swimming, hence fishtail. So what we do is we put one end of the batten on the ground like so, and we support it with our hand stick just above the center point of the batten, and then we toss it up and we catch it again on the other side. Toss it up and catch it again. Now you'll check as I do this, between the toss up and the catch, I'm moving my hand over to the other side. So I'll do that slowly. I'm tossing it up and my hand, my wrist is moving over to my left side, where I'm then moving it to the other end of the balance point and letting it fall down on the ground. Throwing up, moving over to that side, catching over there, letting it fall down. Right, so getting a decent rhythm here. Now what we do is we lift it up and we wait for the dog to go past. We lift it up and we try to do this in the air without dropping it, without letting it hit the ground. Isn't that cool? It's the same motion though in the air. I mean, it looks a lot smoother, but it's throw up, catch, throw up, catch. I'm not going to try say it as fast as I do it. I'll show you slow motion later. We also have forwards fishtails. I personally find forwards fishtails more difficult than backwards ones. Some people find them easier. It's all up to you really. But essentially we have to do it all the opposite way. Who would have thought? Forwards and backwards are opposite. So what we're doing is now, instead of having the side that's closest to us on the ground and supporting on the other side, we have the side that's furthest side of the batten, that's furthest away from us on the ground. We're supporting with our hand stick above the balance point again, and we're tossing it up and catching it. Tossing it up and catch. Now, one of the major differences here, well, besides all those things that I just said about the opposite side and balancing it on the opposite side, when we do the toss, between the toss and the catch, like I was saying before, we've got that switch over. When we did it on the backwards fishtail, we moved our hands across on the inside of the stick, move it and yeah, it's on the inside. We're turning like so. When we do it with forwards fishtail, we toss. See, our wrist is still doing the same motion, but it's going from holding it on the inside to then holding it, catching it, holding it on the outside over there, and then letting it fall down. Perhaps that description wasn't all that great, but I think you get the idea. We're catching it on the outside and letting it fall down, as opposed to backwards where we're catching it on the inside and letting it fall down. So take one of our hands, keep tossing it up and catching it, get used to that rhythm over there, and then once you're a little bit more comfortable with that, then try lift it up off the ground and keep it there. There's another way to do this actually, which you might find quite useful, and that is that we start the fishtail from a buzzsaw. I'm going to assume that you know how to do a buzzsaw. So I'm doing a forwards buzzsaw, and then I switch into, I'm trying to do this on my left hand, switch into a fishtail on my right hand. Whatever, you get the point. So that there is fishtail. Got it backwards, left hand, right hand, backwards, left hand, forwards, right hand, and forwards, left hand. Those are all the basics that I feel I need to tell you about the fishtail. Now that you know those things, you're probably going to want to practice that for hours and hours and hours until you get it right.